Alright, so welcome back. So after making series of commits, let's check our log. So git log. Alright, and I'll hit on enter. You can see we now have what? 2 log that we've made. First of all, we've committed. Now we have add test to our page. Now this means that we are keeping track of everything that we do. Alright, so at the point when our page breaks, we just come back and copy this particular ID. Alright, and we'll be able to reverse back to where exactly we were. Alright, at this page when our code didn't break. So the fun part is that I'm now going to my browser. I'm going to my Git account. So I'll log in as myself because I already have an account. So I'll sign in. Alright. And after signing in as my own self, I will then create what we call a repository. Now, I don't want you to think about repository to be anything big or greater. Don't worry. It's just something small. So what I would like you to think about repository is actually that a repository is basically your project, all right? A new project you are building, all right? So say you are building a project for multi-Gits, all right? Maybe their web application project. So you are going to name your Git project what? The repo called multi-Gits. All right, so let's log in. All right, so once I'm done logging in, I would head over and then let's be greeted by our first page. Okay, but I like doing one thing. When you don't understand anything, just come to your browser and then ask Google about it. So Google, I'm going to ask you one question. What is repo? Okay, repository. All right, and I'll hit on enter. And Google is going to tell me what repository is. A lot of definitions will be there, I know. But the good thing is, let's focus here for now. Okay, so let me go back. So a place where or receptacle in which things are or may be stored. All right, yes. So a place where we actually store all our project or our project files. So that's it. Let's come back. And you can see that I'm following one person, Cathy France, because I work with Cathy France at TechCloud. All right, so I follow Cathy France to see his project. And you can follow a lot of people on GitHub so that you can see their project. Okay, yeah, so you can do that. But now, if I come to this screen, the first place I'll check is here. You see here, I have a lot of the repos I've created. Okay. My repo is actually a private account, and because of that, when you search me on public, you will not see many of this. But let me just click on new. All right, so after clicking on new, it will load up a form for me, and I'll be able to type in what? Okay, so it's still loading. All right, so I'll give my repo a name. So the name is called what? Git series. All right, okay. So let's imagine that this project I'm working on is called what? Git series. Yeah. So Git series. Okay. Just make sure you don't bring a space when between your name, and GitHub would validate to see whether the name you typed doesn't exist in your repository and then create it for you. So you can give a definition, a description of this particular repository. So this is tutorial based project. Okay, all right, so when you are done, you have the ability to choose whether you want it to be a public or private. So public account, you actually pay. All right, if you want it to be private, sorry, you pay for it. But if you want it to be public, it's free and anyone can find it. All right, so usually I keep my things under my account to be private, especially when I'm developing a client project. I wouldn't like to expose it out there. All right, yep. So I'll keep this on public, and then you can click on create repository. Okay, so after clicking on create a repository, you are going to be directed to the repository page. Okay, so fresh installer of your repository, when you create it, you actually have the opportunity to create a new repository on the command line, all right, or you push an existing repository from the command line, and you realize that we already initialized Git on our Git series project. So you just come here and then you copy this by clicking on this file. All right, clicking on this hand would actually help you copy this code. Then I'll come back to my Git bash. Let me clear the screen a bit. All right, and then I'll just right click and then I'll paste in here. Okay, yes, and you can see this Git remote has been added to this particular Git series. Okay, so what I created online has now been added to my offline projects. Okay, now after doing that, I'll just hit on enter with this particular command, git push -u origin master. Okay, so when I hit on enter, it's gonna ask me to authenticate myself. All right, so it will come back asking me to authenticate myself, and I will supply in with my username, all right, and my password. Okay, so yours might not be this way. So Dawood Idris, all right, that's my username, and then my password will pop up. Okay, so I have a window here asking me of my password. So my password is actually this. So I'll click on OK, and then it will authenticate whether my password is correct with my username. If it is correct, it will instantly push this project that we are working on over here to online, to my online repository. And when I go back to my online repository under my account, I'm going to realize that now a first commit has been made. You understand? Series of commits has been made, and therefore my project is now online. Now let's view this hello world in our browser, and I'll make it more fun a bit by just changing the background with CSS. So I'll open it in the browser. All right, and this is the hello world we have. Now we've pushed our first project to to Github, and you see how simple this is. And there is only one contributor because I've not added anyone, but you can add someone to contribute to this particular project, and that is how fun it is when you use Github. Okay, so and it also tells you the number of commits I've made, the number of branches I've created. So I'll be teaching you how to create a branch, and when we are done, we'll actually connect this particular repository to Github and so to Microsoft Azure. So I don't know, maybe in the next episode I'll just teach you how to do that, and then we'll keep making our project fun until it gets to a professional base. All right, so thank you for watching this particular series. See you in the next series.